How would you feel about a subreddit where only verified professionals would be allowed to post or comment on their respective fields, but everyone would be able to vote and join the community? If the posters have to be experts, but anyone can vote, how would people know which answers to vote to the top? The top answers are still just going to be the ones people most want to hear. It would be quiet, but get good responses when they did come. r/AskBible Scholars works this way. Personally, I think strict moderation like r/AskHistorians probably works better. You don't need to be a professional to be well versed in a subject. A good idea, but the pros should only be allowed to comment and us non-pros ask the questions. That way the non-pros can get their questions answered and the pros can upvote the best answer they see among them. You mean r/AskHistorians? How would Reddit verify whether one is truly a bona fide professional or expert? Quora already tried it? Sounds good. Doesn't work. A good idea in theory, but even someone who is a verified professional can spread bad ideas. Andrew Wakefield was a doctor when he published his paper about vaccines, and it took over a decade until he lost his license. Most of the law enforcement subs are like this. Quickly become a bunch of douches laughing off oppression and excusing corruption. No perspective or context. Just thin blue line bullshit. I am a legal professional. The advice in legal advice from mostly law students is awful. Huge difference between a professional pulling in a paycheck vs a student vs a researcher vs a PhD. r/legal advice would be out of business, although no real lawyer would risk giving out real advice over the internet. I think Reddit would get called out on its bullshit pretty fast, and people would start downvoting the professionals as much as possible. It would be nice. As a lawyer, I'm frustrated that many of the mods at r/legal advice are cops who don't really know shit about the law and will delete valid advice I give because they don't personally agree with it. That's a good idea. You mean like /r/AskScience? Isn't that like Quora somehow? Saw a comment recently, which I will link in a comment on this post, which brought to the community's attention that misinformation, whether purposefully or not, can be very easily spread. Now, personally I do come to Reddit to learn. I take everything with a lump of salt, but I take it nonetheless. Sometimes when I'm curious I'll verify what I read, but most times whether what I read is true or not is of such little importance that I don't bother to do so. What if there was a community where only educated/professional Redditors were the only ones who are allowed to post/comment on their respective fields, while everyone would still be able to upvote or join the community? We could allow flares for Redditors to reflect their respective fields: genetics researcher, underwater basket weaver, economics professor, basketball journalist, etc. Due to the widely varied number of ways one could be verified, it could be as simple as most subreddits undergo verification. Simply a picture of the user's name and whatever their proof might be: underwater basket weaving award, economics degree, basketball journalism business card, etc. Then it would be entirely to the administrator's discretion whether to grant it or not. While not perfect, this could be a great way to narrow the focus of a subject and filter misinformation while not completely blocking out most of Reddit. I would worry a bit about the legitimacy of the verification process, but in essence it seems like a good idea. If you are allowed to ask questions about certain fields without being an expert on that field, then it would be a good sub where you could find legitimate answers. If not, well then it would be very quiet. Who would verify the professionals? Who would decide that they are a professional? Just use Quora. Not a good idea. General public would just downvote proven fucking science and facts because they don't like what they're being confronted with. Speaking as an astronaut who is also a neurosurgeon and a Nobel laureate economist in my spare time, and as a mother, this is an excellent idea. As a mental health professional getting tired of the toxic circle jerk mental health subreddits on Reddit, I would applaud this greatly. I like how r/AskDocs is run. Anyone can ask a question, and anyone can comment, but only verified professionals have flair next to their username to denote what they are. About the only thing I'd change is to have verified professionals' comments and replies automatically pinned to the top. Like Reddit Premium, only you need a master's degree to join. Professionals disagree all the time. You can see this with the practice of conversion therapy. Some practitioners use it, typically within religious institutions, and the rest of us wholeheartedly oppose it. Both can call themselves counselors/therapists and would be verified. Welcome to Wikipedia. I think in order to do this, you'd have to create a test for every single profession in order to completely and accurately gauge a person's ability or knowledge in a certain topic. Yeah, that'd be cool. Impossible to implement on that level, but cool. So they would basically be the T-series of Reddit. No thanks, this is the only community not taken over by corporations, and I would like to keep it that way. That would be Quora. Just use Quora. Anyone can join, vote, and comment. But verified experts have a special vote. So a comment can receive general upvotes and expert upvotes. I would like that, especially for legal questions. It would be a shining example to live up to, like /r/AskHistorians. If you're ever involved in a trial with experts, you will see two very seasoned professionals testify the exact opposite of each other. Not bad idea, but who would verify the professionals? You wrote, on their respective fields, which by me means, that there would be more than just one object of interest, so it would be pretty hard to manage trueness of all the information. I think that would be great. It would eliminate many Google PhDs and Wikipedia MBAs from derailing legitimate academic discussions sometimes. Good. A lot of idiots are going vote down legitimate true facts they don't agree with. Oh wait, that's already the world we live in, so what would be the change? Or even the point? They should be the only ones to post, but not comment. Anyone can comment. If you proposed this in real life, the US government would shut it down in a heartbeat. Could you imagine laws that got proposed would have to be peer-reviewed by industry experts? It would expose so many of our politicians as complete buffoons. Wouldn't work tbh. Advanced gatekeeping. I'd like it, but would enough verified professionals join it then? Great idea. That'd be interesting really. But I'd be fine with it. Sounds like a great idea. If a pro can be definitely identified, whether by experience or by education, then yes. Yes please. I can only imagine Elon Musk's posts to get the most upvotes, even though they'll be on stuff like his favorite anime. Answer. Daily double. Farting noises. What would the qualifications to be a meme expert be? Depends on which field, what professional. For example, some trust the word of their bartender over any licensed therapist, and not for ignorant reasons. I would put my DCK in a bag of Doritos then. Yes. I won't join it, not really much to do. It's called university. I like it. That'd actually be pretty nice. Maybe it should be sort of like an r/AskReddit thing? Like a person posts a question for a specific field and the professionals comment answers. Yeah, and have chiropractors then give out medical advice and religious quacks preaching fake science and fake history. Nah, obviously you don't see the main fallacy of your idea. Professional people don't use social media to discuss. They have work to do. No. Maybe they could post and not everyone else, but we should be allowed to comment and ask questions. Fucking awesome. As a vet student, I often give advice on animal-related inquiries, but sometimes people don't trust my answers since they have no way of knowing whether I could be trusted or not. Not a professional, but, there you go. I would be able to post about memes. I have watched so many hours of memes, I consider myself a professional. Or classic vines too, I can quote just about any one of them from muscle memory. Sometimes ordinary lay people can contribute also. Such as in a medical field where they have experienced the same issue. I was slammed last night for offering up a suggestion, at the same time saying NAD and see a DR. The person saw a DR today, and it was pretty much what I mentioned. Amazing. This is exactly what I was thinking about a few minutes back. Isn't that just Twitter? Would be cool as long as they aren't elitist about it. Oh wait, it's Reddit NBM. So only doctors would be able to share experiences as drug dealers. This is basically LinkedIn LMAO. I've seen one r/AskDoctors. Just a whole bunch of people asking questions with no answers. I am/have been a professional in 4 fields, with a BA and 2 master's degrees, 13 years electronics repair and 6 years missile system technician before that, but I don't want to be doxxed and would never admit to my professions, let alone submit proof. So no, I don't like the idea. How much is it to buy the certification? I don't know, just because they're certified doesn't mean they're any good. We have technicians at my job whom other technicians have to go back to redo their work on a weekly basis because he did something wrong and misdiagnosed the issue. That would be interesting. I don't know about that. How about a subreddit similar to /r/neverbroquabone called /r/neverkilladamad? It would be tame for the most part, punctuated occasionally by interesting and terrifying posts. I wish there was a more effective way to vet people's credentials without jeopardizing their anonymity. We tried that with /r/service advisors because a bunch of people were trying to come in and harass hard-working professionals. Well, it is damn near impossible to get people to reveal their credentials and for the mods to verify them. Basically killed the sub. Great idea. A lot of subs just don't interest other people and are professionals just talking to themselves. Pretty low-key. I feel that it would ruin the experience. Because when I get mass upvotes I feel like a genius. Sounds like tech support. Makes more sense to have individual subreddits for the programs or topics that matter most, and experts can communicate with people who understand the context. It would be a quiet, fantastic community if done right. Given the amount of misinformation or outright unethical posts intent on manipulating the reader, it'd be great to build a repository of certified professional information on Reddit. I feel like it would be better if it's anyone can post but only verified professionals can comment. r/AMA would be nice. Depends what the qualifications are to be considered a professional. Anyone could say they're a professional if they've done something long enough. You don't need a degree or certification of any kind for your work to be professional. For example, look at many poets that we revere nowadays. During their life they were often poor, and it wasn't until after they died that people realized their greatness or professionalism. It would have its uses, but I don't come here just to upvote decent advice from other people. I come here to voice my opinion. Sometimes that opinion sucks, but it's cathartic. This exists outside of Reddit for each specific topic you may want. Oh, the elitist club. That would be terrible. LOL. I'm in a sub like that for auto mechanics, and everyone is more of an expert than you. Even though they aren't. Everyone just has to be right. That would be pretty sweet, like adding a verified professional tag on their names. Sounds great to me. But that would also mean professional folks will need a second account for their other Reddit activities, for example, browsing r/dragon fucking cars. P.S. I don't browse that subreddit. Suo r/spoilers. r/askscience etc. It would only make sense if only verified professionals would be allowed to post and vote. Let everybody comment, anyway only the good comments would get upvoted. Maybe finally I would get positive votes. It's kinda getting boring when you always end with -15 cause retards don't like facts. Could be really interesting. I'd be into it. But I agree with other posters that the most accurate might not be seen, due to large misunderstandings of the topic. Not really sure. I'm a journalist and you people don't listen to us anyway, so not sure why you'd start now, but I like the idea. You want expert, peer-reviewed opinions. Have you tried a library? An anonymous intent forum is not where you find these things. That's just an academic journal but without the incentive of scholarly clout and job promotions. I think this comes down to who are experts. A newly graduated engineering vs years-old mechanics in power plant, it is more likely that the mechanic knows a thing or two. Please correct me if I am wrong. It's called BBC. I think it'd be pretty cool. There's only one problem, I just got downvoted to hell for pointing out that objects underwater appear larger due to the refraction of light. What the hell are kids learning in school these days? I feel like I'm some old man out of touch with the new generation. I graduated high school like 10 years ago. r/AskReddit always has well-sourced answers from professionals in the field. There's no verification process, but it's in the rules that posts need to be thorough and well-sourced. The mods regularly delete posts that aren't good enough. I think there are other similar communities too, but I don't know them. Who vets the professionals? It seems like a privacy nightmare just so you could get essentially unpaid advice. I would love that. That's called Twitter. I mean, yeah, this sounds great for Reddit. We should do this more often. Like in the US Congress. Comments should be open to everyone to ask questions, but you could add a flair that identified the experts. This is not, and will never be, what Reddit is good at. Millions of people come here anonymously and say anything they want. The voting system is broken beyond saving. The problem is that people already think they can believe anyone who sounds like they think they know what they're talking about, and if thousands have upvoted it, then it must be true. Now you add some explicit authority, and you've got a perfect system for disseminating misinformation, either by idiots, or purposely. This is not Reddit's purview. Reddit is great for memes and cat gifs and people's personal stories, anything where truth and accuracy don't matter. Reddit is the worst place I can think of to try to get expert information. Look at how much advertising is here in the guise of real posts. Look at Reddit's darker history, like the Boston Marathon bombing. Imagine things like that happening for more nefarious reasons. Just because someone is an expert in something doesn't mean they don't have an agenda. If you want to know something from an expert, try peer-reviewed articles, actual books, or if it's truly important, like medical or legal advice, speak to an actual professional. Reddit will never ever be a substitute for that. Cool idea, sadly I wouldn't be in any of those communities XD. Try r/skookum. No hard roles like you proposed, but folks tend to just be cool about stuff over there, following on from what has to be one of the most civilized YouTube comment sections you'll ever see. Define professional? This is going to be long, but admins take out my options on 2 subjects. The rest is an idea that needs work, but I think it could set a trend in forums. Yes, please add experts, certified experts. Become the Snopes of forums. I'm just as guilty as most, Republican, Democrat, Black, White, Latino. All I'm getting at is we all are guilty of making comments either with opinions, having heard on the news, which makes a story sound worse than it is for ratings, read it on a website, or just options, conspiracy theories, and the list goes on and on. Which all this does is lead to arguments filled with verb, text, abuse at one another. We get hate-filled topics or completely fake topics that some take for fact. Don't have one subreddit full of professionally certified experts in different fields. Give them the ability to post directly under the topic with certified professional or certified professional in, put in what field. I would donate to help fund this idea, but people will skip over one subreddit with professional because they already think they are professionals. If you made a poll with what is the best way to insert certified professionals into Reddit, create one subreddit that contains multiple certified professionals. Allow certified professionals to post directly under a subreddit topic, giving them the ability to search through Reddit and put an end to lies, hate-mongering, or completely false subreddit topics. See other. I would vote, give them the ability to see new or old topics/subreddits. This way they can either confirm truth or put a stop to some of these total lie subreddit topics people start, or give true information in their field. The one subreddit won't work. It might be a start, but give them full access to troll like a normal user. Only if they comment it goes directly below the topic in some way so it stands out more than a reg comment. Possibly in an outline box, or they're writing in a different color. If you click on their name, it has all their credentials to prove they are a certified expert. Only one thing I see: if you have a political specialists, you will need someone who is truly neutral and multiple, at least 3, light, moderate, hardline, experts that are conservative, liberal, and libertarian. Also some as neutral as possible for common sense things like conspiracy theories, such as a hard thing for me to say, we the United States of America had the World Trade Center towers blown up. It hurts me to see that people actually believe that. If it hurts me, think about someone who directly or indirectly lost a loved one on that horrible day. It bothers me the media does less each year on September 11th and we are still losing people from the cloud of dust after the collapse. Show the actual footage in high schools in college history. Yes, Pearl Harbor was terrible, the brave men and women were in the military. Yes, some regular citizens died. But they knew they could possibly lose their lives. With 9/11 it was your average Joe worker or kids who never had a chance to grow up. People say teenagers or even middle school kids shouldn't be exposed to that kind of violence. I'm 34, I was a sophomore and watched from the minute the teachers heard about it. I watched a plane hit the second tower and thousands of lives end in a few seconds. All it did to me is make me want to join our Marine Corps. Next, think of our brave military who went without question to eliminate pure evil from not one but two countries, then they read this garbage. Think of the men and women we lost fighting for freedom and are still losing. We are still fighting evil, while people disrespect those they're protecting our country not just in Afghanistan but all over the world. Yes, this is some of my opinion, that I'm sorry about, but worse opinions happens every open forum including Reddit. With a certified expect, Reddit can start a trend for truth. Finishing my opinion, I think we should have gone in with everyone and everything we had and fully eliminated the Taliban and left plenty of troops there to crush any new organizations of terrorists. But we didn't, and ISIS rose from the Taliban, and now while we're fighting ISIS the Taliban is gaining strength. I apologize for being off topic, this is a touchy subject for me. I watched as people chose burn or jump and it gets put on the cover of Time magazine. The picture was titled The Falling Man. He did an interview about the picture. Every cent he made should have gone to the Survivors Fund or any relief effort. That was a family member of someone and still none has come forward and said who it was. Even kids who didn't get a chase at a life on the flights or in the daycare. Last thing, PPL say that we had fighter jets armed doing practice maneuvers that could have shot the planes down. I'm not an expert, but could you imagine living your life knowing you shot down a plane full, minus evil incarnate as terrorists? I'm sorry for being off topic. Allow experts full access to comment on anything that is in their field. That I will donate if it takes IT to get the certifiable experts. All in hopes of stopping the spread of false information. Your website/app could be the first to stop the spread of vicious rumor or fake news hate-mongering. You could start a trend for the truth. LOL headline or motto for the new Reddit or Reddit 2.0. Headline, Reddit 2.0, we are separating fact from fiction, or Reddit 2.0 the trend of truth. Reddit 2.0, the new forum for truth. Sorry for length. It's a genuine great idea, but don't just do one subreddit. If you do, fine, use it for asking questions. But give certifiable experts free run over Reddit to comment on what they see fit. Remember, become the Snopes of the forum world. We. So the great unwashed could only express their opinions and thoughts via voting. We tried that 3 years ago in pre-Brexit UK. It didn't work very well. Who cares that much that they would verify themselves just so they can post an opinion?